Alright, so today we're going to tackle the rewiring of the transmission cooler. Somewhere along the way seems to be cutting in and out. So could be there at that connection or anywhere else. Never really ran it all that well in the first place, so probably a good time to go ahead and do a better job. Got two different ideas of what it is. It's either cutting the wire, or when this rolled back into the valley last year, this actually did fall out. So by the time this has ever even moved, and it pulled out, and it may have pulled on the switch, or something's just loose back there, or the switch is going bad. This switch has been in this truck for quite a while now, so that's also maybe a possibility. But as it runs and then keeps cutting on and off, I'm pretty sure it's just a connection issue. So I'm gonna go dive into that and see what we find. Alright, well, this is probably gonna be a quick fix. And if you can tell, you can see the wire. It's already pretty much pulling out of this connection here on the switch. Now it's still tight, but it's not that tight. I pulled it out a little bit earlier with my fingers, so maybe that's about as far as it wants to go right now, but I'm thinking these connections are bad. One way I have to test it, I have fused switches here in this switch block. Just gonna go ahead and just put new caps on this and see what happens. Let's see if it works. So it doesn't seem to be working, so it's probably the switch. So I'll pull this right back off real quick and just run it to one of these other switches. Any one of these are all available, and see if this is the problem. Alright, so my old wiring jobs were pretty awful. I've got a double black wire going for both powers. For this box, so you got two 12 volts coming in. And so what I did, because of the way the transmission cooler was wired up previously, it had brought its own power in and its own ground. So I kind of bypassed the box's system and put that directly into there. So still not fused, unfortunately. Other than that, these five plug switches really don't make any sense to me, because I put previously I had power to this, and then the kind of running light was on for some reason. So maybe it's just these switches are cheap and not really any good. But I mean, the light's just supposed to run all the time if the running lights are on at night. But it kind of was acting, and obviously they turn on once you put power to them. But it was acting like it had power to that system instead of basically the running lights power, which is supposed to be these two, but obviously not connecting any power to these two outputs on any of the switches. I don't really understand why that would turn on the way it did. So it's got power to it. If I turn this on, the light on the top of the roof turns on, so this should have power. I don't hear the fan running, so maybe the fan motor on the transmission cooler died, which is what it looks like, fortunately. Alright, that's pretty much it for this week's video. Sorry it wasn't very entertaining. Wiring is always fun. It looks like the transmission cooler's electric motor is probably burnt out, because it doesn't seem like it should be running. Couldn't be 3 switches that are bad. So we're gonna have to look into how to replace that and get a new one for that. Of course, wonderful Prerunner game. As far as other projects go, the Series 3 is waiting on parts from England, which is currently being slowed down by COVID, but they are ordered. This thing we're going to take out today, actually, but because of the transmission cooler, I didn't really want to run it and didn't get the chance to fix it this week. So pretty much another pretty slow week of just doing all the unfun stuff of trying to keep the thing running. Yeah, so I guess next video might be trying to put a new transmission cooler on if I can get one, or maybe we'll go run it somewhere if we could do both. I've got to go back to work on the 8th, so I might get one more video out before I gotta go. Other than that, let me know what y'all want to see. If y'all have any questions or about the wiring, can't really help you too much on the 5-plug system because I'm battling a few issues myself. But happy to help in any way I can. Thanks.